injury is like the best thing that can happen to somebody, but the worst thing that can happen to somebody at the same time. Physically, it's the worst thing that can happen to somebody, but mentally, it's the best thing. You'll never, because you literally go from the lowest lows back to the highest highs, and like once you get to grind it and seeing the progress that you're making, your mental is great, and it definitely just shows you something can hurt you. Like you may start out, something can hurt you in the short term physically, but like in the long run, you may be better than you started before. Told y'all, this shit getting real.
From a small high school in Jacksonville, Florida, to the bright lights of the SEC, Larry Worth's journey is anything but ordinary.
My recruitment was super slow, and my senior year I had an unfortunate injury, so I just continued to grind.
While friends got the offers and the spotlight, Larry had to fight just to get noticed.
I went from being a walk-on. I don't even know if I'm going to be on the travel roster. My name get called. Like I kind of got like chills in my body.
And then came the moment everything changed.
That was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. The day I got to call my mom and tell her that she don't have to pay for my school no more, she literally like ran out and just started screaming in the parking lot.
But Larry didn't stop there.
Now it's going from I'm trying to prove to them why I need a scholarship now I'm proving to them why I deserve the scholarship they just gave me.
Now in Fayetteville, his mindset hasn't changed.
If you're a dog, it don't matter what conference you're playing. If you're a dog and you have that good mindset that you can dominate whoever you play against, you can do it.
You better get it in, soak it up.
Faith, family, and fight. That's what drives Larry Worth III.
On the field, I want to be known as somebody that was a player, whenever a baller. But more than that, I want to be known as somebody off the field who always brought positivity to the room, light in any dark circumstance.
Larry Worth III, the walk-on who wouldn't quit, and the leader he's become. Larry, great to see you, man.
Nice to meet you.
So what's year 2 like? You know, you come in year 1, it's probably a lot of just not knowing what to expect, and now you're a veteran. In today's world, if you're somewhere 2 years, you're a veteran.
Yeah, that is true. Year 2 is way better than year 1, I'd say that for sure. Everything done slowed down for me. You know, I'm taking the role of a leader this year and just trying to embrace this role and bring on all the new guys.
What's the role of a leader look like from your perspective?
I try not to do too much talking, so I'm kind of a more like leading by example type of guy, you know, just showing up to work, head down, never complaining type of guy, and I'm always going to do more than what's asked.
You have a really interesting story, and I want to go back to just kind of how your journey and how you got here. You played in Florida?
Yes, sir.
And there's a lot of big-time football players that come out of Florida. You didn't really have a lot of offers, right? What was your high school career like?
It was super slow. It was very, very slow. Career, I played at a small school called Baldwin's in Jacksonville, Florida. My recruitment was super slow, and then my senior year I had an unfortunate injury, so you know how that goes. The recruitment slowed down even more. So, but I never knew what my destination was going to be. But I always continued to I knew what I wanted to do in my future, so I just continued to grind. You know, putting countless hours in. You know, so it was very slow, and then I got an opportunity at Jacksonville State.
Did you have a lot of friends or players you knew that were getting a lot of attention?
Yeah, I did.
What was that like for you? Not having that happening for you.
It definitely, at first, I definitely felt some type of way, you know, just being like, man, like these are the same guys that I grinded with, and I see like the success they're getting, and I'm not getting the same like love in return. But just I was never like deceitful or anything towards them. Like I was always happy for those guys, you know. So, and I just knew like I'm putting in that same work, and I see the thing they're getting. I know God's gonna bless me with that same opportunity. It may be a little bit later, but my opportunity's coming as well.
It must have been tough.
It definitely was tough.
Like you might have probably gone through some real mental battles. I'm just guessing.
I would definitely say that's why I'm so mentally strong right now, just going through those tough times. I would say Injury is like the best thing that can happen to somebody, but the worst thing that can happen to somebody at the same time. Physically, it's the worst thing that can happen to somebody, but mentally, it's the best thing. You'll never, because you literally go from the lowest lows back to the highest highs, and like once you get to grind it and seeing the progress that you're making, your mental is great, and it definitely just shows you something can hurt you. Like you may start out, something can hurt you in the short term physically, but like in the long run, you may be better than you started before. So
Yeah, that adversity, none of us want to go through it. But on the back end of it, we're usually better off for it.
It makes sense.
We just don't want to choose it.
Right.
What was your injury?
I did something to my knee.
Okay. And tell me about your family at this time, like your support system.
That's the thing that kept me going. Mom, dad, those two, they stuck in my corner the whole ride. Even some other family members, they stuck in my ride the whole way. They was there through the rehab, the just not wanting to get out the bed, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it to college, like how I'm gonna pay for this college. Like they were there the whole entire way. So without them, I wouldn't even be sitting next to you right now.
So when did football become something that you thought, I need to get to college or maybe the NFL? At what age did that become something, and how big of a deal was that in your mind?
Man, I've been in my mind since a little kid. Like, they ask you what you want to be growing up in kindergarten, elementary, what you want to be. And most people write police officer and things, whatever, you know what I mean? But mine was always National Football League since the beginning of time.
How was the area you grew up, like the environment, and just, what were some other options for you if you weren't going to play football?
No, I was going to play football regardless. That was, somebody was going to have to beat it at me that I wasn't going to play football no more, but I was going to play football regardless. But the environment I grew up in, it was a good environment. I seen from Jacksonville, Florida, for anybody that's familiar with the area, you got good sides, you got bad sides. It just depends on what crowds you hang around,
Where did you get this determination from?
My Lord and my Savior, Jesus Christ.
Okay, when did faith become part of your journey?
That's when my faith kind of picked up. I grew up in church and everything like that, but my faith it began to grow. I became a follower of Christ when kind of around that same time when my injury happened, That's kind of when I had to really lean on Christ,
Yeah.
Because physically or like just visibly I couldn't see like what my future was, but I just just praying to Christ, and that's definitely when my faith. He definitely showed the way, because look where I'm at right now,
Yeah, I mean, just the people that know you and just seeing you, the way you go about things, I mean, you can see that that's important to you. And it's interesting. Because this is a story about somebody who went from a walk-on at a non-power school to a starter really in the SEC. And so how you get there, and to go through the adversity and to not give up, and then watch you have the success you got here with, to me is really interesting. But let's go to the next step. Okay, so you're not really getting any attention. How did the Jacksonville State thing even happen?
So one of my high school coaches, he went to West Virginia, and one of his coaches was a GA at the time. He ended up being a coach at Jacksonville State. So it's all about who you know too as well. So, and his coach ended up reaching out. He ended up reaching out to his old GA, and was like, I have a player. He's hurt right now, but you feel me? He's a really great player. Like, mindset's great, attitude is great. He's gonna show up to work. I just need you to give him a chance. And his name was Coach Kirkland. He ended up giving me a chance, and I walked on there. So that's how that started.
Okay, so you walked on at Jacksonville State. Now, what's that look like? You got to pay for stuff. You
come out of pocket every single penny. I'm paying for classes, food, meals.
I mean, how are you affording this?
My parents.
They're just
they're
all in. Like, hey, we're supporting the dream.
My parents, every penny they came out of pocket. My parents, every semester, how much you need. Obviously they knew eventually it's gonna be a time. The whole goal was to get put on scholarship, so it was just a matter of time. And that kind of what drove me a little bit more, just seeing my parents have to come out of pocket, and there's other people that's getting to school for free, And obviously, even though I'm their kid, but my parents have you have other things you have to worry about yourself. So just trying to get take that burden off of them,
Yeah. So you get to Jacksonville State, and you're just kind of figuring it out,
grinding.
And what happens?
So I started, I walk on, you're not even on the team for real. So I'm just grinding, go from like the 7-man on the depth chart, and I just continue to just work. And I work my opponents, even my teammates.
And did you start seeing some
I
progress?
definitely started seeing some progress.
The first year? You played, 9 games as a true freshman?
True freshman.
And you didn't even know if you were going to play?
Mm-mm. I went from being a walk-on. I don't even know if I'm going to be on the travel roster. That was like another thing too, though. Like that was like my first big, like like I didn't even know if I was gonna be on the travel roster my first year, And then just like we had like a meeting there, calling everybody name, my name get called. Like I kind of got like chills in my body. Like I just went from a walk-on. Some people that's on scholarship, not even on the travel roster. I'm on the travel roster, so that was definitely a bit high in my career too as well.
When was it pretty obvious early on, or were there a couple of moments where you're like, oh man, I'm coming on, I'm making progress? That coaches are recognizing me. It's happening.
I was getting recognized, like the numbers and everything was shown in the weight room, from the weight room to on the field as well. But end of the day, like I started the same mindset, like I'm just a walk-on, like I never arrive. You know what I mean? So, and you got at the end of the day, they still paid for these people to come, and they didn't pay for me to come. So it's kind of like they still have like an advantage over me. So what I mean?
Yeah. And okay, so you get through your freshman year, 20 tackles, made a season high 3 tackles, and at one point, and it's like you're getting. I think you blocked a kick.
Yeah, that was like the first time my name started ringing a little bit. I had blocked the field goal.
So that'll put you on.
Returned.
Yeah,
you got returned.
That'll put you on the map. All right. Well, tell me about your second year. So you got a little progress your freshman year.
So that was the first year, and then that second year, that's when I was like, okay, I can do this. I'm playing with because that's your first time playing with really older guys. You know what I mean? That's you playing with grown men. So it's like, okay, I can actually hang with these grown men. I can dominate these grown men as well. So that second year, we just went back home, grinded every day, back in the hot sun every day, and I came back with like a totally different mindset. I went from just trying to make it to like trying to dog everybody. That's how I always say. I'm trying to kill. You know what I mean? So that second year was great. I ended up getting put on scholarship. That spring going into my sophomore year. So that was great. And then when I got put on scholarship, it was up from there.
So tell me about getting put on scholarship. How did it happen?
That's still the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. So he ended up my head.
Say that one more time.
That was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. The day I got to call my mom and tell her that she don't have to pay for my school no more, that was like the best. She was literally at work. I FaceTimed her, and she literally like ran out and just started screaming in the parking lot. And just being able to get your mom that feeling, just feel like you're able to pay her back for like one time in your life, you know what I mean, after all she sacrificed, that's something you can't beat. So my head coach, he ended up calling, like I picture vividly.
So your head coach is Rich Rodriguez.
Rich Rodriguez at the time.
Yeah, who's now back at West Virginia.
Right.
And if you follow college football, you know Rich Rod.
So he ended up calling me into his office, and if you get called into his office, that's not a good thing. So I'm already like, oh, like he didn't tell me or anything. So I'm like, oh shoot, like what I done did, So he called me in. He was like, call up your mom. So I'm like, dang, like what I done did, you know what I mean? So I'm my heart beating at this point. I'm like, what's going on? So he called me. And then he was like, let me talk to your mom. And he was like, her name Miss Mays. He was like, Miss Mays, your son is getting put on a full-ride scholarship. And I just like put my head down and started crying, because it was like, I finally felt like all the work that I had been putting in from high school, not getting seen, recognized, I felt like I got recognized for a chance, you know what I mean? So that was a great feeling.
That reward is sweet.
Facts.
I mean, that's tough, like to not be emotional about.
Yeah.
And tell me, I'm sure there were times you wanted to, maybe not go as hard.
No, it never was a time. It never was a time, because I had to get recognized, like regardless of whether it's gonna be on the front end or the back end. I got to pay the price regardless. So,
it sounds old school, but we live in this world now where it's like, how much money am I getting? And then like, hey, by the way, I need to take care of my apartment. Can you talk to the manager and do this paperwork for me? Or I'm just complaining like things aren't going my way.
Right.
And you were like the opposite of that.
Right, literally. And you
just cut right through all the noise.
That's not how I was brought up. That's still to this day where all the distraction is going on. That's never how I was brought up. It never was about the money. When I was in kindergarten, I didn't even know about NIL. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm still that same kid, you know what I mean? So I'm still just trying to make it to that. Not make it. I'm going to make it to the National Football League, but I'm just still that same kid, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So did this give you just next boost when you got the scholarship?
It definitely gave me like the next boost to feel like, okay, I'm being seen for the talent that I have. You know, it's time to go. Now it's going from I'm trying to prove to them why I need a scholarship now I'm proving to them why I deserve the scholarship they just gave me.
Yeah, so you had a good year. You played in every game. 63 tackles.
Come on.
Yeah, 1.5 sacks.
Come on.
Yeah, 5 tackles and forced fumbles against UTEP.
Come on.
Ended the season with 12 tackles in a game, 2 tackles for loss, a sack, and a win over Louisiana.
Come on, you forgot to pick
in
too.
the New Orleans Bowl. Hey, man, don't let me leave anything out.
There too now.
Yeah. So you're balling out. So you're like, I'm sure. I mean, of course, nobody would ever contact anybody in college football and let them know they could play at a higher level.
Right.
But obviously, you knew like you tell me you wanted to go play at a higher level.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I played against the best of the best. On my resume, I wanted it to say I played against the best top teams in the country. So, and everybody know the SEC is the best conference in college football, and I want to be able to say I competed and dominated against the best.
So, you go in the portal, and then what happens?
Actually, it was kind of slow at first. It was kind of slow like that first day. You know, a lot of emotion is kind of high and low because you really don't know what to expect when you first jump in that portal. So, and then Coach T. Will ended up calling. I got in contact with Coach T. Will, and then after I came here, I fell in love, and that was it.
So that was also another little bit of a deal. I mean, and I remember when announcement came, you're coming here. And, the first thing people do is like, where's he coming from? Did he play at Michigan? Did he play at Alabama? Did he play at some power program? And you're like, who's this Larry Worth III guy, Jacksonville State? Like, is he an SEC player?
Right.
And I'm sure coaches, when they look in the portal, they don't just know all these players.
They don't.
I mean, there's just too many of them.
Literally.
And it's happening fast. And so, like, that was a little bit of a risk for you.
I ain't gonna cap. Sorry, but like going to being a walk-on is a risk. There's not much of more of a risk that I can take than being a walk-on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I can take that risk, I know I can.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
So what was the conversation like with Coach T. Will?
I told him what I wanted to do. He told me he can help me out with that. You know what I mean? Get to the next level, and that was it.
So you come to Arkansas, and what was the transition like from being at Jacksonville State, going through everything we just talked about, and then you walk into this facility, and you're in a top 20 program,
right,
and in the SEC?
It kind of, to be honest, it kind of went back to like that first year, my freshman year of college. For real. It kind of was like bullets flying again. Everything was just like a lot of noise on the outside. You know what I mean? So it kind of had to go back to that walk-on mindset, or just like feeling like I was a walk-on almost. So just like grinding my way from the bottom up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so what has it been like since the day you stepped on campus here?
Man, it's been great. It's been great from the fans. It's been great from just the thing I love about Arkansas, how much support we get on and off the field. You know what I mean? It's just how much people help us out. But it's been great.
And how would you describe, because I just said, people are looking at Larry Worth III and they're like, who's this guy? And then you watch the games, and then number 30's on the field, and he's on the field more, and he's making plays, he's making more plays. And it's like you just kept getting better throughout the year. And he had 50-something tackles. And if you know all your stats, you can tell me. But I mean, you played. I mean,
right.
You didn't just get on the field, you played.
It's just about making your name known when your opportunity gets when your name get called. Just make the play. You know what I mean? Just make plays when your name get called. And then what a lot of people get caught up. One thing I don't get caught up in is the hype, the number who was supposed to be the top on this award. You know what I mean? Like that it's cool and all, but at the end of the day, we all got to play on that green grass. You know what I mean? We got to put on the same shoulder pads. You know what I mean? So all of that is cool. I never got into the hype of all the surrounding noise, and just when my name was called, I made plays. Was there
an adjustment from the players that you faced at Jacksonville State to playing in, what people would say is the most talented league in the country?
I'd say it's an adjustment, but it's not as big as people make it seem, though. If you're a dog, it don't matter what conference you're playing, D2, D3, whatever, NAIA, prep school, it doesn't matter. If you're a dog and you have that good mindset that you can dominate whoever you play against, you can do it.
What is that mindset on the field?
Kill whoever, just dog whoever in front of me.
And tell me about your relationship with Coach T. Will now and what it's like playing for him.
I always tell people I love Coach T. Will, and the thing about it, he's not only a coach, he's also like a father figure to us. He helps us on and off the field, and more off the field too as well. Like just how to be a man, how to go about certain situations, and just how to navigate through life.
You lost a lot of guys on defense.
We did.
We
brought a lot in too.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about that. You're one of the guys that people know now, though. They went from who's this guy? I'm glad that guy's back. And so now we got other guys that people don't necessarily know who they are. But tell me what the defense you think looks like and how the coaches did and sort of fill in the holes.
Man, I say first off, we look great this year. We come in like I just said, we come in to kill. But I'm not too much of a guy that's gonna talk and be like, oh, we're gonna do da 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 da.
Yeah.
I'm the type of guy that's just gonna when it's time to go out there, it's time to go out there. But we definitely lost a lot of guys, but we brought in some great guys as well on all three levels.
So what would you say the culture of this defense that you're a part of is?
Man, this culture, I'll say, is definitely this culture. This is the best culture since I've been here. I will say that, and it's just a lot. It's a lot closer this year. Guys are. The accountability level is at an all-time high. So we're striving. Everybody's competing. Everybody's trying to get better. You know what I mean? So the culture is definitely closer. Like it's not more of just a individual. We're all like brothers.
So you were quick to tell me, yeah, we brought some guys in. Well, tell me more. I know you're not trying to hype it, but just like you like the guys.
No, I love my guys.
What is it about that?
I'm gonna fight for the guys that I'm going to battle with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you put on that same jersey and we're on that field at the same time, that's my brother. It just like as soon as we step on that green grass, that's my brother. That's my family. You know what I mean? So, and I'm gonna fight for you the same way that I hope you'll fight for me.
Even Cam Ball. I mean,
Cam. Oh yeah. Don't even look at Cam. Don't even look at him the wrong way.
Yeah. Tell me about Cam. I mean, he's just bigger than life personality.
Man, Cam's great. He gonna always bring some life to the room. You know what I mean? And that's one of those guys. Like he may be even killed off the field, but when it's time to get on the field, it's time to dominate. You know what I mean? And that's a guy I know I can that's gonna go to battle with me for sure.
So for fans that are interested, what do you see on the other side of the ball? We got a bunch of new receivers. Some different running backs, different offensive line. A lot of talk about protection, in the offseason, got to protect the quarterback better. I know you and Taylor are buddies and have a Bible study together. Give us a little preview of what you're seeing when you're on defense.
Man, it's a lot of speed coming. It's a lot of speed coming this year. I will say that for sure. Wide out's looking great. The new backfield is looking great as well. The O-line, that's a lot of things. I know that's a big thing. O-line's looking great, looking like glue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Taylor looking better. Year 2 on Bobby Petrino's offense. So we're looking great, man. I can't wait to display it.
We always hear like the outside noise, and you're telling me like you don't get caught up in that stuff. But so if we go inside the building, you went to a bowl game, won a bowl game last year, and now you get players leaving, players coming in. So how would you just sum up what it's like being an Arkansas football player inside the building? Forget outside, like inside this world right now. What's it like? What's this environment?
I would say the environment is really great right now. We're trying the bowl game. That's not enough. We're happy, for the bowl game, but the bowl game is not enough. We're all striving for more than a bowl game, So we got a lot to prove this year. We got a good schedule, not a tough schedule, a good schedule, So I'm glad that we have this schedule that we have, and we get to go prove what we get to go prove.
Well, I'm glad you said it's not tough, because to me, outside it looks really tough. But you guys don't see it that way.
It's just logos.
Is it exciting?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Like this, like I just told you earlier, it's like that childhood dream, that you always pray for since a kid. Why would I want an easy schedule? You know what I mean? So this what you always pray for, to go against these top teams. So that's what I've been asking for since a kid. So I'm thankful.
Yeah, is it what you thought it would be?
Yeah, it's definitely what I thought it would be for sure.
Yeah, all those dreams.
All of them, the big stadiums, the big crowds making plays, the crowd screaming. Like, what more would you want?
Man, that's so good.
Yes, sir.
So you got a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
What's up with that?
My YouTube channel, Larry Worth the Third. I post I kind of just give a fans, like you were saying, they always get to see like the outside the building type of thing. I kind of get to show them like the behind the scenes type of thing, just like what an athlete's doing on a day-to-day basis, what's going on in the locker room type of thing, and just some of the work you have to put in to get to this level.
So what do you shoot it on your phone?
I have my own camera. It's called a Sony ZV-E10.
Okay. And you got your own editing software?
Edit by myself, record by myself, everything by myself.
What do you enjoy?
One man mission.
A one-man. We call it a one-man band.
One-man band.
Yeah. For those of us that have actually had to do that, like back in the old news business,
Yeah.
you go out, you get it, you edit it, and you talk about it. So what do you enjoy about that? Like, it seems like a hobby. Like, you don't mind spending time on it and kind of putting something together.
It's definitely a hobby to me. Sorry to cut you off, but it's definitely a hobby. It's something I do in my free time, so I don't get into too much outside of football. So that's something I can kind of get away from football, kind of record, just have fun. Kind of also, a lot of people just say I don't show my personality, so that's kind of a way I get to show my personality and just be free and be me on the camera.
Was it hard to first do that, like that first step into doing that, put yourself out there?
It's definitely hard at first. It's not hard. It's just getting over that first fear of embarrassment at first. But once you get over the fear of embarrassment, who cares?
Just get on YouTube and look at the other people, and you'll be like, okay, well.
Nah, it's not even that. It's just
themselves.
Putting yourself out for the first time. It's kind of like I wonder what people are gonna perceive of me type of thing. But once you don't care what people perceive of you, that's when you reach your goals.
But I think you also do kind of care about like how you're perceived, your character, the way you treat. I mean, you stuff like you bring donuts to coaches and some. What are some things like that you've done in the community? I know that's important to you because I've seen it.
Some things I did in the community. We did a Walmart drive last year. We helped some kids for back to school, and I kind of just bring it's just all about. I'm just big on making somebody else day. You never know what somebody else is going through, outside of this building, because everybody puts on a good poker face inside the building. You know what I mean? But we're all human at the end of the day. So just trying to brighten up somebody's day and be that light in somebody else's day. That can maybe be just small gesture of how you doing today or how you feeling, or just bring them a quick donuts or just a quick snack. What coffee you want today, type of thing. So
you're playing. Just going back to football for a second, you're playing like two different positions, right? What are they?
I play safety. And I play a little bit of nickel as well.
Yeah, that's versatile. We'll see more of that this year.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Yeah, we'll look forward to that. And you changed your number from 30 to 3. Okay, what's the story?
I had 3 that big year that you just read about.
The one at Jacksonville State?
I had number
3. The
3.
one that you remember everything about?
Yeah, I had
the one where
3.
you got a scholarship that year and then balled out that year?
That year. I had number 3 that year. So, and also I'm the 3rd as well. So I'm the 3rd Larry as well.
That makes sense.
Yeah. My nickname is L3, so that's why
that
I
checks
get
out. It
3.
works out.
It's perfect.
Did it open up, or did you have to buy it?
Nah, it opened up. Nico Slaughter.
Like they do in the
NFL.
NFL.
I know how it gets. But Nico Slaughter he played at the Jaguars now.
Yeah.
So
and he's wearing his cap right now.
Yeah,
you got a Jaguars.
No, I'm from Jacksonville though, so
okay. Yeah, it's fair. I was just gonna throw it in there. But so give me a couple of goals. One is like your football career. I mean, you've touched on wanting to play in the NFL. But give me, what is your goal as a football player, long term?
Long term, we trying to put that gold jacket on for sure. We're trying to put that gold jacket on in the NFL. I want that Walter Payton. I want the Walter Payton. That's the
Walter Payton Award.
That's the one where you give back, right?
Yeah, like the Man of the Year.
Yeah, the
kind
Man of the Year.
Yeah,
I want that one for sure. Giving back in the community, and All Pro for sure. We need that All Pro in the league.
Yeah, I mean, you are not lacking ambition.
Oh nah, you got to be not even delusional. You got to set goals high. You can't set goals on the shelf where you can just reach them.
I love it.
If you just setting goals like that, you be uncomfortable.
I was gonna ask you like how you wanted to be known off the field, but you already answered it.
Oh yeah. We need that. I'm trying to be known in the community. Just a good person and somebody that's a God-fearing man.
So I always ask this to any Razorback that we talk to or coach, and it's a little bit of a big question, but there's no wrong answer. But when your time is over as a Razorback, whenever that is, how do you hope to be remembered?
That's a great question. On the field, I want to be known as somebody that was a player, a baller. Whenever he was on the field, he made plays for sure. But more than that, I want to be known as somebody off the field who always brought positivity to the room, somebody that always brought light in any dark circumstance, you know what I mean? So, and somebody that was always just going to brighten up somebody's day for sure. And just give somebody a good laugh.
Well, man, I'm going to be rooting for you. It's been
Appreciate
great to
you,
hear a
man.
little bit of your story. Good luck.
Thank you.
I'm going to go back to my whiteboard and set some new goals.
You got to, man. You got to set some high goals. If you can reach them goals right now,
Yeah.
then them not goals.
You keep climbing.
You got to keep climbing.
Hey, good luck. Have a great year,
Appreciate
man.
you so much, man.
Thanks. Larry Worth III.
Yes, sir.